you all for joining the program. I'm here with author and magician Janet Reno. We're talking today about your work with Vera simulators.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, Janet Reno, who was Attorney General for
the United States.
President Bill Clinton. Remember the Waco thing? That was Janet Reno.
There was an attack on the compound?
Yeah. Well, she was very anti-video game, as was Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, your dad, everybody. So she gave a speech where she said that they should have video games that dealt with regular jobs, prepare people for the workplace. So her idea for video games was the video games would be educational. Now by educational, what Janet Reno means is making you a proletariat, giving you as a worker. And she said instead of, simulators that we usually have, like tanks and planes and race cars and submarines and hedgehogs, they would get you ready for a real job. So she stated this, and I was listening with Eddie Gorodetsky, who writes on situation comedies. He writes on 2.5 Men, and he writes on, Mom is his show. He created that show, and wrote on Letterman and Semi-Live, and also was writing with us on this video game called Smoke and Mirrors. And Eddie said that we both heard the Janet Reno speech together, and we were laughing about how stupid it was. And Eddie said, well, let's do what she wants us to do. So Eddie said the idea Desert Bus, and then we brainstormed on it. And the idea was for Janet Reno, we would give you a chance to actually learn what it would be like to drive a bus 360 miles from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. 45 miles per hour maximum speed. It takes 8 hours to drive it if you do it right. And there's a little bit of a pull to the right. It's not glamorous, it's not pretty, it's not exciting. It's real. And we put this out, and I think a bug hits the windshield at one point, like 4 hours in. You just drive. And it pulls to the right. And if you go off the road, it just overheats, and then you get towed back in real time. And you get 1 point for doing an 8-hour shift. So mind-numbingly real. I should also point out that you can open and close the door of the bus, but no one's in any of the bus stops. You can't get on, no one gets on, no one gets off. You just drive the bus. So Randy Pitchford at Gearbox. Well, first of all, Desert Bus never came out.
It was created but never distributed?
That's right, never came out. I think the company that put out Desert Bus, there was a market correction and they went out of business.
So how is it possible that it is a known entity being recreated for this project?
Well, let me tell you. The reason is that it was bootlegged. It came out, and it got very popular in its bootleg form. People, it leaked, and they started putting it on different platforms. And this group of Canadians started a thing called Desert Bus for Hope. And they raised money for Child's Play, which
is a charity.
That buys video games for children in hospitals for a long time. And they started driving Desert Bus for charity for 50 hours at a time, just racking up those points. They got like 5, 6, 7 points, amazing numbers. And we would send them pizzas and stuff. And Randy Pitcher had heard about that and wanted to put out Desert Bus 2.0, VR version. He wanted full VR. So we bought the bus. As a matter of fact, if you're listening to this, they're going to be using it on the bus. So this will be the first thing you'll hear on your radio. And they bought the bus.
That's exciting.
And they scanned it. And if you are listening to this on the bus now, you've been going, 5, 10 minutes. You get pretty much 8 hours still to go. Radio is not going to get that good a reception. Eddie also had other ideas that we turned down for his
Terror simulators?
Yeah, simulator. He wanted to do toll collector. We do an 8-hour shift as a toll collector. Portrait sitter, which I thought was a really good one. You sit, have your portrait drawn, and bird watcher, which I rejected bird watcher as being way too interesting. Because we don't make money bird watching, you know. So 360 miles, you probably got now the speed you're going, you probably got 355 miles to go. You'll be driving a little bit. And we got it really accurate.
Do you think you will accomplish Janet Reno's suggestion?
Well, the question is, someone who does desert bus, would they then be prepared to drive a desert bus? No. Much like when you play any of these games she doesn't like, you're not qualified to use a weapon. You don't know how to load a gun, or you're hitting buttons. That's not the way guns run. You know how guns run?
I have never fired a weapon.
You have to load them and stuff. So you don't know how to do any of the stuff you see in a video game. You don't really know how to do it. I don't know. Do you think if someone does a simulator on an airplane, that if you're flying in a commercial airliner and the pilot goes unconscious, you can take over? I think there's a Flight of the Phoenix is a movie where they're trying to get out of the place and they built an airplane, and turns out the guy who builds the airplane only built model airplanes before. I think that's the big punchline.
I'm not familiar with the work.
Why would you be? I don't think it was a very successful movie. They remade it though. It wasn't successful there. I think Hugh Laurie was in the remake.
Is there
I didn't see it.
any thought given to the luggage capacity on this bus?
Oh, we have a bus.
Right.
Randy scanned a bus.
So that you'd be able to open the bottom compartment?
I don't think you can. I think you just sit in the seat. But Randy bought a bus, and they scanned the bus in. So this one should be very accurate. See, Randy wanted to call the Desert Bus 2.0. And I wanted to call it Desert Bus 1.002. Because I wanted there to be a lot of room for big improvements. But Randy says that this is, I haven't done it yet when we're recording this, but Randy says it'll be great. So this is what Janet Reno wants out of a video game.
How successful does the game have to be for Gearbox for us to anticipate Toll Collector or Portrait Sitter?
I don't know. It seems like it'd have to be pretty successful. By the way, this version is set up to only be for charity. I don't think we're selling this. It's going to be, most people that are hearing this now will be playing for charity. I just want you to know, is the charity worth how long I'm going to sit here? It'll be a really long time. Did you ever play Desert Bus?
I've only watched others play.
Yeah. For 8 hours?
I don't think I made the duration of the trip.
Yeah, 8 hours in a bus, driving, pulls to the right.
What's the longest you've played it?
Like a minute and a half. I wouldn't get to this part. Minute and a half, maybe. Maybe two.
What is the longest you've driven any kind of vehicle?
I've driven across the country a few times. I went with Eddie Gorodetsky, as a matter of fact. We drove a U-Haul trailer from Los Angeles to New York. We drove the whole way. At the time, Eddie Gorodetsky didn't have a license, so I drove the whole way, and he was just sitting there. And we wrote a script during that time called I Came from Space. And we wrote it while we were driving, and we turned it into the production company that had commissioned it. And we got a great comment on it. The producer said to us, I don't think I could have understood this less if it were written in another language. Actually said that. There's some damage done from driving for hours and hours and hours and hours, and this is damage that if you listen to this, you'll be doing to yourself. At some point, I think a bug will hit the windshield. I don't want to get you too excited, but I think it's going to happen somewhere along the line.
And is that based on a true event?
The bug? Yeah. Bugs hit the windshields. They do. They do. Bugs hit the windshields. Or, I don't know, maybe the windshield hits the bug. I guess that's true, isn't it? What do we call what hits what? I see that the windshield, the bug compared to the bus is almost stationary, right?
Have any animal rights groups contacted you or Gearbox upset with the treatment of bugs in the game?
Well, it's a virtual bug. But I don't think we scanned an actual bug. I don't think a bug was hurt. I don't know. But if they have a problem with it, we can take the bug out of the desert bus.
Seems like a lot of thought was put into the bus and the dimensions of the bus and being the bus accurate, but not so much so with the bug that hits the windshield.
Yeah, actually, I just said the word bug. I didn't even think about what kind of bug. I just said bug.
Whether it should be accurate to a desert environment, kind of bug that would hit your windshield in the desert.
It should be, shouldn't it, really? Although now, with all these, we've moved species all around the world. There's all these species that are endemic. I mean, maybe if the bug looks like it is not a bug that's endemic to the natural environment, then you could just maybe think that bus came over, the bug came over on a, hitchhiking on an airliner or something, and maybe it's not going to be able to reproduce, or maybe will reproduce like that. What's that weed that kind of took over California?
I'm not aware.
Okay, the cane toads in Australia, you know about that?
No.
How about those mollusks that took over the river in New York?
Hello, thank you all for joining the program. I'm here with author and magician Penn Gillette. Penn, we're talking today about your work with various simulators?
Back in the 90s, Janet Reno, who was Attorney General for
The United States.